Welcome back. In today's video, I'm going over a alternate Minecraft superheroes mods that I made. It's much smaller. It's currently for version 1.20.1. However, I am slowly updating it to the newer versions of the game because Neoforge has proven to have more uses. Why do I have more hearts? Alright, so now that that's fixed, we'll go ahead and start going over each of them. So, currently, the Redstonian Mark 1 and Mobmaster both have their own shorts videos, which I'll link in the description. I'm trying to get the rest of them done, but I'm lazy as hell. To start off, we're going to go over the Redstonian. His backstory is... Okay, so I just took a look. His backstory is he discovers redstone, then he figures out how to use it, and he turns it into a suit, and he builds this. Anyways, so we're going to go ahead and put on the armor. As you can see, everything suddenly brightens up, and it looks like I gain speed, and also I have a couple of other features that the armor gives me. And if you press C while not on the ground, we're gonna go outside. So if I come over here, and if you press C every time you jump, you can let yourself sort of like almost fly, but not really. Like, oh, not to mention you cannot take fall damage because you always just have slow falling, as well as you get strength, but you don't. Okay, now that we're in a much safer space for me to just unleash all of my attacks and everything else, I'm just going to go ahead and... So by pressing R, you create TNT, which is obviously very, very powerful. And then for the final ability, if I go ahead and go into this screen, third person, I can take the suit off while still wearing the undersuit. For some reason we have a friend in here. I'll go ahead and use the next guy's powers to take care of him. So these are the mob space potions. That's where the mob master gets his powers from. So for example, if I drink mob space 1, I can now I can't fly, I guess, but I can do this. Oh yeah, and you can become intangible, kind of. You enter spectator mode, as well as you can teleport slightly. It's a little bit of a weird teleportation system. However, if I take the second one and I drink Mob Space 2, now it lasts for a little bit longer. I think it's about 20 seconds longer, as well as all of my abilities are slightly increased. Oh yeah, and you can teleport while in spectator mode, so like keep that in mind. Yeah, so if you can just keep producing more of the mob space potion, you can just keep giving yourself powers over and over and over. For Mobmaster, this is the recipe, just for anyone who was curious. However, if you drink Mob Space 3, this is what happens. You've officially had too much mob space into your system, and you will now permanently have the Mob Space 4, which increases all of your abilities even more. See, it finally broke through that time. But yeah, so his powers are, the teleportation, which means you can sort of go through walls if you do it right. So if you are like the correct distance away, you can just teleport straight. See, like that. So you could use this to get in anywhere with teleportation. However, you can just always enter the spectator mode and just ignore it, Of course, it's a little more rewarding to use the teleportation because it's cooler, but yeah, so that's Mobmaster. Mobmaster's backstory is essentially he discovered all the components to make the mob space potions, and after he started consuming too much of them, they began to permanently fuse with his body and turned him into this. Next up, we have Lapis Mode, who is probably my favorite because he goes the absolute best with my skin. I look so good, boom. back here, as you can see, this costume looks freaking awesome. And the best part about it is R turns me into creative mode just by pressing R. However, I only have so long in there. C turns me into spectator mode because I like spectator mode a lot apparently. You give yourself all of these effects every time you change your mode, which means no matter how hard you click, like, yeah, you can't take it off no matter what you do. His backstory is essentially he like figured out how to do that stuff and stuff.
He combined the power of enchanting with the command block.
So we're gonna move on from Lapis mode. Next up is Silvermite, who he looks like, I don't know, like in the Space Iron Man kind of. It's a little weird, but I'll go ahead and yoink a single Ender Pearl. So for him, to get the powers is a little different. You have to have Bad Omen effect, and if you use an Ender Pearl while using Bad Omen, it gives you the Endermite like suit, which you can teleport, obviously, because you're an Enderman and an Endermite combined together. Or if I punch something that's alive, which we're gonna go over here for, because so if I go ahead and summon him down, so you can like spam both buttons to do extra damage. Oh, that's the other thing, is he drops gold and redstone circuits when you kill him. To Ender Skulk, who's probably my favorite character in the entire mod. So the Ender Skulk heart, which you have to make like this, you know, let that just sink in. You need to kill 4 or obtain 4 different Skulk catalysts, which could be 4 wardens or just find 4, whatever you want to do. 4 obsidian, which early game is very expensively. Anyways, if I go ahead and eat the Ender Skulk heart. There we go. Oh, yeah, so you get perfect night vision, regeneration, strength, speed, and they're all infinite, as well as you can never take off the suit. I believe you can teleport. Teleportation by pressing, so C is to teleport. What the? As you can see, it's very powerful. The design is obviously supposed to be like half Warden, half Enderman, which is why you are the Ender Skulk. So the Ender Skulk's backstory is, well, he doesn't have one. I just checked his profile, and he has no backstory. As far as anyone's aware, he's just a culmination of like dead Enderman parts and Skulk bodies. Next up is Dark Brew, who you get through this, which is not currently obtainable in the game, which when I update it to the 1.21.4, I believe that's what I'm updating it to. Once it releases through there, that's what I'll have it be. But anyways, you just drink it, and you get the costume, which works really well for my skin, if I do say so myself. But you get a whole extra row of hearts, and you can shoot out, like, there's a creeper out there. You can shoot out bottles of harming and healing. As you can see, that gives you a ranged attack, and if I press V, I think. Oh yeah, V turns you invisible while holding V. Like, completely, utterly invisible. Like, everything gone. Of course, it lasts a couple extra seconds after you return it, so you can only be seen through your invisible, like, suit like this. But, yeah. C is the regeneration, so if I go ahead and just... if I let myself heal... Oh, right, you have saturation effect. But you can still use that on yourself to make it so you heal way faster. Yeah, Dark Brew is pretty powerful because you regenerate from everything. You have strength, haste. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at this haste. Dark Brew, his backstory is he wanted powers, so he figured out a way to make a suit that gives him infinite potion abilities. So that is kind of all of them. There's not really a whole lot as part of this mod, but I am intending on making one more character who's gonna go here for the newer version, like for the update mounted version, he's going to have the ability to grow and shrink in size, along with hard size once I fix that for the other mod. If you did enjoy me rambling on about the random superheroes I've added to Minecraft over the course of, I don't know, I think there were like, what, 15 hours in this mod? Maybe not even that, that seems a little excessive. Like, I spent about an hour on each of these characters, and there's like six. Really, what I'm gonna ask you is, share the video. Just share it with everyone you know who likes Minecraft, who likes superheroes, who likes to watch people play games. I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, and, well, I've been working for that for like a year and a half now, so